This is the Education Business Podcast for consultants and business owners providing services in schools. I'm Claire Riley, and I'll be sharing how to start, grow and scale your education business.
Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about consistency and what consistency really means. You'll see loads of people in business talk about consistency, and it's really easy to think that it means the same thing, the same as, but it doesn't mean the same as. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this now is I'm seeing a lot of people planning their goals for next year, which is brilliant, by the way. And it just got me thinking, should I be worried that I'm not planning my goals right now? Have I planned my goals in November before? Yes, I definitely have. Not that long ago, actually. Have I planned my goals before the last couple of days of December and still not being that sure whether they were the right goals? Yes, I've done that as well. And so it just got me thinking about this word consistency and how we often think it means the same as to set our goals in the same way every year, for example. And you will see that people share their exact goal setting strategy, which I think is interesting because, I did a goal setting episode last year, and I even say in it that I change things up. I don't always do it in the same way. And I suppose I'm trying to give you permission to do the same. I do not always set goals in the same way. And it's very based on how I am feeling, my circumstances at the time and things like that. So if you're seeing lots of people setting goals right now and thinking, oh my word, I have no idea how I'm even going to think about that because I'm so in the middle of this other thing, then that's normal. And I'm kind of there as well because I'm launching Education Business Club on Wednesday. So next episode, definitely listen out for that. If you're not following me on any social media, follow me on there and you will see the launch of the club. But I'm kind of in the mindset that that's got to be done first. I've got to get on with that before I move on and do absolutely anything else. So if you are there, then I'm there too, and that's okay. Now, there was a time where I would have really beaten myself up for that. I would have seen other people were planning things in November and thought, oh gosh, I need to be thinking about it now. I need to lock into it. And it can have its own challenges as well, because when you plan something so early, you can lose momentum by the time you get there, or you can want to do it early, or you can put barriers in place to make sure you can't start it early. There's all sorts of things that can happen. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just, there's pros and cons to everything, right? But this year, I'm not thinking about it as early. I'm thinking about getting this thing done. I'm getting the club launched. And then I know that there'll be tweaks that need to be made in the first few weeks. So I'm concentrating on that. But I'm giving myself a break about not having the plan. Whereas in previous years, I might not have done that. And I think what I've managed to do over the last 12 months is really try and let go of the shoulds. Like, you should set your goals in November. You should set your goals in December. You should have a plan. You should have certain goals around this and that and the other. And if you're watching on the YouTube, yes, that is my cat, who has just decided that my podcast recording time is the ideal time to walk around on the desk. Let's just ignore him and hope he goes away. Anyway, so I have not planned my goals yet. If you haven't planned your goals, then you're in good company. It's great if you have planned them, by the way, but it's okay. Especially if you're just thinking you should do it. You're allowed to let go of that. And I think it's different to burying your head in the sand as well, because I've done that before. You could say, I'm letting go of the shoulds and then not really dealing with some things and burying your head in the sand. Like when it comes to goal setting, not putting those goals on that are actually going to move you forward. It might be something that's quite tricky to do. It might be something that's really uncomfortable. Especially if you grow a team, there might be certain things that you just know you need to deal with, but you're not putting them on the list because it's uncomfortable. That's not letting go of the shoulds. That's burying your head in the sand. And I just wanted to bring that to the forefront so that you can have a think about that one, because naturally, as always, I share with you the past mistakes that I've made. I don't come to these conclusions and say these hopefully insightful things to you based on making it up. I say it always from experience, from having done the other thing and then realising, oh, this was better and this was why. So I'm giving myself a break this year, and I don't know when I'm going to goal set actually. Ideally, it will be before the children break up, which is the middle of December, because we are going away. And I will share more about that on my stories on Instagram, Claire Riley, Teacher Entrepreneur. So do have a look at those because we are going on a really exciting trip. But yeah, I'm just giving myself a break. I've got ideas. I've got ideas of where I want Education Business Club to go next year. I have some revenue ideas. I have some event ideas. I have some new ideas around a new tier, all that kind of thing. And I've also got some ideas for Classroom Secrets as well, because that's why I bring this information to you, to grow your education business, because of the experience that I have had and am currently having at Classroom Secrets. So that's where I get my insights from and do all my learning to then bring to you so that you can grow your business as well. But I'm not in a rush. This year, I feel like I have the space and time to let them come to me. And maybe that's the difference. And maybe you're not in such a privileged position to be able to say that you have the time and space to let the goals come to you. So my question there would be, how could you create a small pocket of time for those goals to be able to come to you if nothing has come to you at this point? But while I've got these ideas, I'm not locking anything in yet. I'm just sitting with it. I'm just waiting for the revelations to arrive. And it's very freeing to be able to do that. It feels very calm and very collected. And it doesn't feel like that I'm not trying to rush things through. It doesn't feel like I'm not going to achieve them because I'm being so blasé. It feels like I'm being more intentional and that I will have the space and time to actually deliver on them properly. So I invite you to maybe have a think about that. If you feel like you've done your goals and you've rushed them, is there space to just wait on them and see if they sit well with you? Are they the right thing? Have you reflected on them? Have you locked them in and then given them a second thought afterwards? So that's just my thought for this week, really. It's okay for things to be different each time. You don't have to set your goals in the same way every time, but it's the same for everything. Consistency doesn't mean to say that you have to create your marketing in the same way every single week. Consistency is not the same as. Consistency is always showing up and making it happen, but you can make iterations, you can make changes, you can completely do it a different way and still be consistent. And I just wanted to inspire you with that this week. So I hope I see you in the club on Wednesday. There are going to be a load of different tiers that you should definitely look into. If you go to educationbusinessclub.co.uk, you can find all the details there about the different tiers of the club, what you get in each level, where you should be in your business in order to join each level, because it's not as simple as you deciding, oh yeah, I fancy this tier because it's at this price. It's actually really tailored to where you are in your business journey right now. So you should definitely go and check that out. It doesn't launch until Wednesday. I'm not sure of the exact time as of now, but it will be sometime on Wednesday. And then from there, I'm just looking forward to really pushing that and growing that and serving you at my absolute best and keeping that evergreen. You know, it's not going to be, oh, doors close at this date. That's not really how I roll, and it's not how I've grown Classroom Secrets, and I've decided that is not a model that I want to follow. So it is going to be evergreen from the start. And while that is more tricky in the beginning, it means that I'm being true to who I am, but also I know that the insights I'll be able to share with you, because in education, we tend to do things in an evergreen way as well, and not in different launch models where we close the doors, because that can be really difficult, particularly for schools and teachers. So just wanted to share that with you. Go ahead, be consistent this week, but don't worry about it being exactly the same as you've always done.
Thank you for listening to the Education Business Podcast. To get more information to grow your business, sign up at educationbusinessclub.co.uk.